Happy Saturday. So, today's devotion is talking about a heart for God. And it's coming from Acts chapter 13, 16 through 22. So it says, God's assessment of David is one of Scripture's highest divine praises. In Acts 13:22, the Lord called David a man after my heart who will do all my will. In other words, a desire to obey God is an essential characteristic of having a heart for Him. King David's life wasn't flawless, but his pattern was to follow God. And when David sinned, he knew what to do. He prayed the Lord would search out any hurtful way in his life and help him get back on track to become the kind of person God intended. David's highest priority was his relationship with the Lord. He delighted in God's law and treasured intimate communion with him. The scriptures reveal many examples of how David trusted the Lord in all the challenges of his life. He recognized that any greatness he achieved as king was actually due to God alone. Becoming a person with a heart for the Lord is a valuable goal. While perfection isn't possible, a growing relationship with our Heavenly Father is. In the process, we will discover that our desires and interests increasingly align with God's, and obeying Him will be our great delight. So, what I gathered from that is that, you know, God does not expect us to be perfect by any means. But He does expect us to do our best when it comes to like following Him and following His word. But we're gonna mess up. We're human, we're gonna fall short. But are we being, cautious about the decisions that we're making? Are we being cautious and considering Him and His word before, we decide what we're going to do or make certain decisions or just, act out of impulse? So I think it's also, balance, just because when you know better, you do better. So it's like, a lot of people like to think like, oh, God is going to forgive me. Like, not if you knew what you were doing was wrong. So, like I said, we do fall short, but, we definitely have to also learn to hold ourselves accountable. Have a blessed day.